for Common Man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot?
Where'd we play?
Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I'm sick of it, man. I really am.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Disease.
Brilliant!
Game plan looks like. I can't take this anymore. I'm pulling my tickets.
Fourth in the North, blah, blah, blah. Greetings, good afternoon, ack-ack-a-dack, and dack-dack-a-ack to you and yours. What the heck is ack-ack-a-dack? Dack-dack-a-ack. Well, I'll tell you. It's your password for tomfoolery and skullduggery. It will also gain you admittance into a meeting of the Loyal Order of Water Buffalo. Wait for it. Ooh la la, ooh la la. I'm the common man, Dan Cole. I'm a radio dinosaur. The fan is my La Brea tar pit. Someday archaeologists and paleontologists will be sifting through the rubble. That is, not the Barney rubble, just the rubble. That will be 1600 Utica Avenue South. They'll stumble across my skeletal remains and my cold, dead, fossilized lips attached to this Neumann BCM 104 microphone, and they'll say, egad. A social commentator with, it's an archaic communication device, but it's the best broadcast microphone for my money. I probably owed the company at least for one microphone. We destroyed one of the Neumanns. This is like our third or fourth Neumann. Actually, I think we're doing an Electrolux 27 now. We dumbed it down a little bit because Barrero and I ruined 3 microphones. I think he ruined the last 2. Because after the first one, when we wipe them down with Lysol wipes, the Lysol liquid leaked into it and shorted it out, and then I knew not to do that ever again. And then, are these cameras working? Do you know? By the way, that's Devin in for Tennessee today.
I do not know if they're working, but they look sick.
Yeah, they're sick, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are. They sick. It looks like one of those sideline cameras you'll see in the National Football League that they have inside the pylon. Good to see you here on this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, good beer.
Yeah. I think we've done this bit before. I've kind of grilled you about where you've been, where you're going, where you're at, but I don't remember.
We may have a time or two.
I mean, there are so many people that come and go through that door. You know what? We a number of us here at the radio station were complaining about the quality of the coffee that's provided here and there. It's not a real Keurig. It's like it's like a Keurig, but it's a different model, different company. And worse than the coffee is, do you drink coffee? Have you ever had one of those coffees out of that?
No, I'm not a coffee drinker.
What do you drink? Do you drink?
Mainly just water.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're kind of your liquid tastes are rather bland.
Very, very bland.
If you're going to let your hair down a little bit, what would you have if it wasn't a water?
Probably like some juice.
Ooh.
Maybe like a grape juice, maybe.
I'm a grapefruit juice guy.
Yeah,
Love myself some grapefruit juice. Dairy isn't in your wheelhouse?
No, not much dairy.
Do you drink alcohol?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I don't know if I told you this, but I quit drinking.
Yeah, I've never been able to get the taste.
Yeah.
It just hasn't got to me yet.
Well, it's an acquired taste, sort of like the Common Man program. A lot of people, when they listen for the first time, feel like the first time they did drink alcohol, got drunk, threw up, and said, I'll never drink again, and then they were back at it again. The worst thing about it is we have styrofoam cups for the coffee. Mm-hmm. This is a Utica problem. I've never been able to get a cup of coffee because it fills it right to the top and walk to the studio without A, some of it spilling, B, all over my hand, C, and scalding my hand. It can't be done.
Yeah, that's the problem with the styrofoam cups. They're too flimsy.
Yeah, so then I've got it in my hand and I decided, we have big, heavy, soundproof doors. Mm-hmm. So this is how stupid I am. I think, well, I'll take my foot and I'll push it open because my hands are full. Of course, I push it, the coffee cup wiggles and it spills all over my pant leg, just above the knee. And so, what I did was I took it calmly. Normally that would really annoy me, but I was calm, cool, and collected. You're a farm kid, right?
Yes, sir.
And what area again?
Outside Mankato.
Outside of Mankato. And I probably asked you this, but I'm going to do it again. Dairy cattle, beef cattle, soybeans, green beans.
Right now, it's just corn and soybeans.
Corn and soybeans.
Back like 10 years ago, we had some beef cattle. Maybe like 20 head, but nothing huge.
And then the cattle left and you said, where's the beef?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, they just kind of wandered off. Did they get rustled?
No.
Or did you guys just give up on the cattle?
I think we just gave up.
Yeah.
They went farewell into the good night.
Anybody ever rustle any cattle? That's from your place?
Not that I've seen.
Being a farm kid, don't they tip cows over for fun?
Well, we probably had some neighbors that did it, but we never really.
Why do people do this? Now, do they actually literally tip a cow over and then he's got his little legs up in the air and he can't?
I don't think it's actually tipping over. It's just maybe scaring them a little bit.
Because I would think if they got their little legs going up in the air and then they got those udders.
Yeah, that could be fun if that's happening.
And those udders, and if it's time to milk, they're going off like volcanoes, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. Green or red?
Green.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you and I would have to part ways.
Yeah.
I mean, international harvester. When you had beef cattle, did you take them to market?
Yeah.
It's because it's interesting. When I used to work at small market radio stations, I used to have to read the market reports. Mm-hmm. And it would always say, it seemed like every single time it would say, slaughter steers are slow. And I'm thinking to myself, I'd be moving awful slow if I was on my way to slaughter as well, wouldn't you? I mean, what are they supposed to be in a hurry?
No, take your time.
I would think so. So, where's Thanksgiving for you, down on the farm then?
Yeah, on the farm.
Now, will you go out like tonight and chop a head off a turkey? Is it that fresh down on the farm or not really?
No, we're heading down tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
But do you have a turkey on the farm that you will kill before, or you get it from the grocery store just like everybody else?
We're normal people.
You
straight
are
from the grocery store.
I got to admit that disappoints me a little bit. No offense. I mean, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving and all that, but I thought living on a farm, you should have a real turkey there and chop its head off.
It would be an adventure.
Yeah. Now, if you chop a chicken's head off, you still got to chase him around the hen house for a little while because I wonder if that's the same thing with the turkey. If you chop his head off, he keeps running around.
I don't know.
Do people eat wild turkeys for I used to drink wild turkey back when I drank.
Really?
101 proof. Oh. Gobble, gobble, gobble. You drink a couple of those and you're gobbling your way all the way down to the floor. Yeah. So we don't have, I know people don't care about this. I'm technologically inept. I'm also unprepared, uninformed, and unapologetic about it, but I don't know how to do the text. We now this is what I have to do to get the text messages up. I've got to enter a new password that I don't have, and then I enter a password. There's 2 authenticators. Then it goes to my email. I don't have my email on my phone or in this booth. So in order to get text messages, I'd have to apply for an authenticator word, then run down to the office, check my email, get it, and then run back here, and I'm just not in the mood. So I'll try to figure it out next week. But for now, what we're going to do a Talk Back Tuesday on a Wet Blanket Wednesday. So we're going to do talkbacks today because I was able to get into talkback without a second authenticator code. I don't even need a regular authenticator code. We have some taken text talkbacks from Paul Allen, too, that we might play that came into the talkback booth, whatever we call it. I don't even know what the hell we call it. But, yeah, so we'll do that. And then if you'd like to, here's how the talkback works here on the fan, for those of you not familiar with it. You download the iHeartRadio app if you haven't already, and then search for KFAN. And when you find it, put us as a preset so that we're always there for you. Then when you search stations and you find the fan, then what you do is there's a microphone icon in the corner of the screen. You tap it and you have 30 seconds or less to deliver us a message. So maybe we'll just do that instead of text messages today. We'll just take some talkbacks, see what people have to say, kind of try to get a feel for the pulse of the Twin Cities sporting public, see what they're thinking. There is plenty going on. No, we're not going to spin the wheel of topic. It's not happening. That's just wheel of topic today would have been Common shoveling his driveway, because I did shovel it today. And that's number 1. Here we go. I'm going to try to keep track of. I always try to keep track of how many times I mow my lawn, but I always lose track. I should probably do like little chicken scratches. You know, like guys in prison do. They check off every day when they've got they're doing 5 to 10 on a trumped up bunco chart, right? Mm-hmm. And then they cross off each day on a calendar. I should probably do the same thing. But we'll see how many times we shovel, how many times we blow. So we'll keep track. It'll be fun.
Sounds like it.
And also, the64.com. The dream matchup has happened in the Sweet 16 or Silly 16. It's the Common Man Dan Cole's radio show / podcast against the mighty Power Trip morning show. Oh. I mean, I don't even know if I stand a chance. You talk about your David and Goliath stories. You talk about they're like 1980, they are the USSR, and I'm back in the USSR, against the United States, and I'm like the United States Olympic team. I've got, if I had a genie's bottle or the lamp, are you familiar with the genie's lamp thing?
Yep.
So you rub the lamp, genie pops out. She's always very vivacious. Let's say that. Mm-hmm. And she says, Master, you have 3 wishes. My first wish would be to have 3 more wishes. Then I got 5. See, my second wish would be that I beat the Power Trip morning show in the podcast thing. I'm not above stuffing the ballot box. I'm not above paying for votes, but I ain't got any money. I'm not above begging and pleading. So let's take down the mighty Power Trip. They're having their big, while they'll be having their big birthday celebration at Mall of America and playing the Initials game on Friday, I'll just be sitting at 1314 Insane Lane, getting ready for Thanksgiving with the family. No big celebration for Tennessee and us, or you, I don't think. No. Unless you're part of that Power Trip morning show celebration. Will you be there?
No, I won't be there. I think I'm back right here in this spot.
Oh, so you'll be in master control.
Yep.
Can you sabotage the show for me? You probably better not. You probably better not. I don't want to get.
I don't want to be a part of a conspiracy.
Yeah, I get that.
And ruin the integrity.
Yeah, I get that. So, Power Triple broadcast live on Black Friday. Happy birthday to him. We're just so thrilled. And then, so that's where we're at. So why don't you, do you have any bumper music that you can bump me out with? If I don't have it playing.
I could probably get you
because we break at about 12, 27, and then 57. So I kind of need you to hit her. I'll just keep talking. I just gone to 1 o'clock. So when you see it go to about 12, you hit me, then I know, Devin's telling me it's time for me to stop flapping my lips. Stop jacking my jaw, my mandible. So we're going to take a break. This is what we got going today. We'll do Peek at the Purple next. Then I think we're going to try to break early, though, because the head coach of the did Nordo show you how to dial it up?
Yeah.
We got the head coach of the soon-to-be Big Game World Champion Minnesota Vikings scheduled for 12:45. Then Brian Oak with a little rock talk starting at about 1:15. That'll take us to, oh boy, I just thought of this. We got close. Oh boy. Because I've got spread swing at 1:30. Mm-hmm. We're going to move spread swing. I'm going to make a producer. We're going to move spread swing to 2 o'clock. Closed circuit to Deuce. 2 o'clock. Closed circuit to Mark Rosen. 2 o'clock, because we'll have Oak go 1:15 to 2.
Gotcha.
And then we'll do a spread swing at 2 o'clock because it's a wet blanket Wednesday. We're supposed to do spread swing on Thursday. We're doing it today. I don't want to impinge on Oak's time because he works very hard at this. So that's kind of where the schedule is right now. We'll break. We'll come back with Peek at the Purple right here on the Common Man program on the Fan. Got it. Impeccable timing. This is what we do. Leave the radio to the professionals, as a wise man once said. Or was that a wiseacre who once said that? I know what we need to do. Let's go live to the New Winter Park TCO Performance Center, the head coach of the soon-to-be Big Game World Champion Minnesota Vikings.
But we are looking ahead to Seattle, firmly in the preparation right now. Really good football team, tough place to go win, as we found out last year. Able to find a way to win that game in the end. So environment, noise, really, really well-coached team in all three phases. So we've got to, find a way to have maybe our best week of preparation all season as a team and go play well. Our team's played well at certain times, on the road this year, handled some environments. So we've got to absolutely bring some of that experience with us to go get this thing done. I'll open it up to you guys.
Kevin, is there a 0 hour for J.J. McCarthy? Does it have to be today? Does it have to be Friday?
He'll, he's cleared enough of the, the protocol to at least participate in a limited capacity today. That's kind of part of the next phases of it. He's in the protocol and kind of as that goes and as the medical kind of process plays out. I think, as far as the 0 hour, I don't necessarily know if we're looking at, at it like that, but you do want to take into account what has his preparation been like, what has the practice week been like, with what he's able to do, while also knowing that, ultimately this is not talking about a hand or an ankle or anything like that. We're talking about his head, and it's obviously something that, as a former player and just kind of thinking about it from that context, we want to for sure make sure we defer to the medical team, but then also, what we feel is best, and we're still not in a place to declare anything yet. Just kind of listening to where it's at right now and where it could get to, but we're obviously gonna be smart, both for what's best for our team and what's best, most importantly, for JJ.
Will he get any team reps, JJ?
Today he's not cleared to officially do that yet. He can take part in individual. You'll see him throwing. You'll see him kind of working through the individual phase, and then as the week goes on, we'll be able to update you guys on what he's able to do.
How does that, when you're working through that and can't do the individual phase yet, how does that impact the way you prepare this game? Just knowing that if you can't take first team reps, then you can't really have the prep time you probably not going to like in a week with him.
Yeah, I think the team's preparation is whether it's the plays, the what we think it's going to take to win the game, Max will take all the first team reps, and John will take the scout team reps, and that's kind of the plan for today, and take it a day by day approach from there. But as far as the plan and being in meetings and hearing the plan and all those things, and then being able to do individual is obviously critical for the continued belief that we're stacking a lot of hours and time on fundamentals and technique. So getting to do those things while also knowing we're kind of, as far as schematics go, we're kind of in a place in the season where if you're doing new things, there's really not a lot of those things. There's more tweaks and one-off changes to plays that maybe he's gotten some time on task on. So as far as the team goes, I think our preparation is important, and it's absolutely a huge part of hopefully what leads us to play well this Sunday, but I don't think it changes at all.
Were you with Darisaw and Donovan Jackson?
Yeah, both those guys will not participate today. Donovan obviously dealing with his with his ankle, and it's sore, but we've had conversations about seeing what the rest of his week looks like as possibly being available for this week, but at the same time he'll have to kind of improve from where he's at right now to have a chance to play, which is very possible. And then Christian's working through just some soreness, but hopefully have a chance to get him some work here as the week goes on and determine his status for the game.
Yeah, with JJ, another setback. How are his spirits this week and what you?
Yeah, obviously the protocol can be tough sometimes for a player because it's kind of out of their hands, it's out of our hands, and you kind of just defer to the medical team. And when you want to be out there and you want to compete, it's not always the news that you want, but that's exactly why it's in place. So a lot of things. Like the protocol, is what makes you feel good about being in the head coach position, where you don't have to worry about it being about a player's decision or my decision when in regards to something like this.
Can we talk about Max and processing? How do you pick up on that? Like, how did you guys identify early on that he was just good in that area?
Yeah, getting to go to his pro, he threw it 2 straight Minnesota Pro Days with the rules being what they are now. So getting 2 years of exposure, in the pre-draft process, getting to watch him throw the football, in person, and then both those times you're getting over there, you're spending time with those guys, you're having conversations with them, and then obviously being, really close with PJ and being able to kind of pick his brain a little bit throughout, long before Max ever even enters the draft process. When he first arrived, kind of his fit and what they were trying to do, and we've spent time with their coaching staff. They come over in the spring and see him do some of those things. So that's the starting point. But I think you really don't know until you see a guy actively start going through reps, and you really don't know until you start seeing some things where it's great to always be able to dot every I and cross every T from a installation standpoint. We try to be really detailed, but then there's a layer to it where you start seeing the timing click, and you start seeing maybe under less ideal circumstances, like in this preseason, where he's got, he's starting out a game against Tennessee, starting defense, and some pretty impactful players making it hard on him, and he's functioning and able to move the team and do some things that really solidified a lot of the things we were feeling on Max. But he's done nothing but just attack it every day and continue to understand that maybe the reps with Carson or JJ at different times in the season it's going to be pretty hard to come by. So he maximizes the practice squad reps. He the look team reps, I should say, and he maximizes the meeting time and gets extra meetings with Jordan and Josh. And I think part of him and JJ being really close has allowed the two of them to kind of prepare together in many ways. So he's done everything to be ready when his number's been called, and he'll be ready if that's what takes place on Sunday. And I'll have a lot of confidence in him if that's what happens.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Coach. I called him Coach. Maybe I'm starting to get some Ducky and Bunny in me. because I've done this bit before. I just, if you're a grown man, you don't call a guy coach. You go, hey, Kev, what's up? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look at me and go, hey, talk show host, Common, do you? No.
No.
Now, if you're really big time, like you're a doctor, a lawyer, or a bear, oh my, that's a whole nother thing. Dr. Kildare.
Those are like professions, though, where you got to like really work hard, like schooling.
Yes.
So, like, you kind of earn the title.
Well, and not just that. I mean, you want to give the doctor respect, especially if he's like conducting a heart transplant for you. You want him to really like you. Hey, doctor, I give you all the respect in the world. My heart is in your hands.
Literally.
And figuratively, yeah. Same thing if you go to court. Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor. If it pleases the court. You get down on your hands and knees and plead with, please let me go. So anyway. So there's the head coach. Soon to be big game world champion. Minnesota Vikings. Be interested tonight. I've not watched any Wolves basketball this year. Just a couple of bits and pieces of the very first game. Watched a couple of highlight packages of the meltdowns in their last two losses. Tonight, I think, day before Thanksgiving, got the day off tomorrow. Really not a lot going on. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to watch Wolves versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City, is their record 17-1 or 18-1?
I think it's 17.
Yeah, why don't you dial that up? I mean, that's one loss, and from what I understand, they blew like a 20-point lead in that game. Oh, well, one blown game and 17 wins. I guess, you know what? I guess I can let bygones be bygones and just let that one go. I mean, everybody is allowed a lemon or a turnip because you can't squeeze blood out of either. But in the Wolves, I don't know what to make of the team. I know I give them a hard time. And it's just because I just feel like a lot of it's, they bring it upon themselves with me when you get the comments after losses. The team just tried harder. I know I've done this thing so many times. But we know that all of their wins, I think, come against losing teams. All of their losses have come against winning teams. There might be one game now in there that's the opposite of that. I don't recall. But for the most part, they've beaten teams with losing records. They've lost to teams with winning records, which sounds like your Minnesota Golden Gopher football team. I would hope we're past that here with the hometown five. You've been to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. You know, the old Bum Phillips thing. Got to the door, knocked on the door. We're supposed to kick it in this year. Chris Hine, who's a beat writer, Fish Wrap Factory West Side, for the Timberwolves, wrote a piece, analysis. Did the Wolves forget how to win close games? And he takes a dive into what's happened. We just talked about these last two games. They had a 8-point lead with 50 seconds to go against Phoenix and lost it. They had a 10-point lead with 3-ish minutes to go against whomever it was.
Sacramento.
And lost that game. He writes, last season, the Wolves are one of the worst clutch teams in the league with a 20-26 record and the 25th ranked net rating in those games, defined by the league as games that were within 5 points in the last 5 minutes. Now they actually have the third best clutch time net rating, but don't let that small sample size fool you. Anyone who stayed up late to watch those two choke jobs know this is not a team ready for big moments. Looking back, one of the most miraculous things about last season's playoff run was the Wolves actually played well in key moments in their series against the Lakers and Warriors. They pulled out a number of close games 3 and 4 against the Lakers, and the same thing against Golden State. And probably their net rating Clutch time net rating this year. Like he says, don't let the small sample size fool you. Not as it only a small sample size, but that's probably happening against those lesser teams. You know, we saw that. I used the example the other day of we beat, who was the team that had won? The Wizards. They were 1-12 coming into the game. Mm-hmm. And the Wolves, I think they ran out, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like a 27-point lead early in the game. And then I think the Wizards cut it to 5 on a couple of different occasions. And that's, you know, and it's not just the Wolves that do this. When you are let's call it as it is, a vastly superior team than the other team on the other side of the well, actually, they're all on the same side of the floor. Isn't that weird in basketball? Both teams are on the same side of the floor. In football, they're on the opposite sides. Hockey, they're on the opposite sides. Baseball, they're on the opposite sides. Yet in basketball, they're both on the same side of the court. Why is that? These are the questions that keep me up on night. But I think a lot of teams, when you go out on the court and you go, well, they just don't match up with, it doesn't make the really bad team bad people. It just makes them bad players or a collection of okay players, bad players, good players that just aren't real good. So then you can kind of, it's like if you ever do this where if you're a sibling and you're the older brother, okay, or older sister, and then you're going to play sports, some type of a sporting event or activity against your younger brother. Maybe it's you, the older brother, and your friends, and your younger brother and his friends. You kind of play with one hand tied behind your back for a lot of the game, right? Because you just know, well, at any time, well, obviously we're bigger, we're stronger, we're better. We'll win this game at the very end. And so I think that even happens in the NBA where the Wolves are still, well, they're not going to beat us. And so then you can go ahead and your clutch time rating looks good against a couple of those teams, your net clutch time, whatever they call that. Those stats, again, there are so many sabermetrics and analytics that I just kind of roll my eyes, shrug my shoulders, and shake my head at because I just look at them and go, I don't know about all that. I just know, are they winning games or losing games? And right now the Wolves have a winning record, but they haven't been. So now, tonight's the true, it's the ultimate test, right? This is the best team in the NBA. I don't think anybody would argue that. I know that the Pistons only have 2 losses, a couple of other teams with 3 or 4 losses. So I know those teams are very highly regarded, and it's possible at the end of the day, which the end of the day will be in June, there will be another NBA champion, and there will not be a repeat by OKC. But right now, if you're doing NBA power rankings, I don't think I'm alone here. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder as number 1. So I'm hoping that's enough to stir some interest in the club where when they play them, we won't hear at the end of the game in a loss if they do lose. They just tried harder than we did. They wanted it more than we did. We came out flat. We didn't put out the proper effort. Hopefully if they lose, it's like they gave it everything they had. They have a great game. No shame to lose to OKC on the road. It is on the road, right?
I believe so.
There's no shame in that. But let's just give it the old, more than a college try. Let's give it the all NBA. Well, if we give it the NBA try, we're in trouble because they only go at 3/4 speed most of the time. So we better give it the old college try and play. And you know what? There's no law, rule, or regulation that says you can't go ahead and beat Oklahoma City.
A great example of that is Oklahoma City's 1 loss on the season. Do you happen to know who their 1 loss to is?
You're not going to tell me it's the Washington Capitals.
No.
Who is it?
Portland.
And what's Portland's record?
It's a great question. I think they've been a little bit competitive, but
we had our way with Portland, I think. Did we not?
Yeah, if my memory serves me.
I thought we did. I thought we had our way with them. So, nonetheless.
Portland is 8-10 on the year.
Yeah, so there you go. So Do you believe in miracles? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's take a break. We'll come back when we do. Brian Oak joins us for Rock Talk here on the Common Man program with Common Devin. And by the way, soon to be joined by Deuce and Mark Rosen at 2 o'clock for Spread Swing as well, right here on the Fan.